Welcome to a Gallen of Questions. My name is Pat Gallen. This week we kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on what it's like to prepare an NBA team for battle, and also how you can kind of take a little piece of that for your own life. We welcome in 76ers Director of Performance, Ben Kenyon. Ben, thanks, my friend. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me, Pat. This is fun.
Yeah, this will be fun. So how does one become the Director of Performance for an NBA team? Seems like kind of a dream job for someone in your line of work.
Heck yeah, dream job for sure. Man, the journey started when I was an intern, sleeping on the floor years ago, knowing that I wanted to actually work with the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
I had to figure out how to actually be the best performance coach I can possibly be. And I've stayed focused on that, right? So when I started at University of Florida, I went down there with the focus of like, all right, here's some great athletes to now get your feet wet with. I had a mentor in Matt Herring. Billy Donovan was down there. They just won the two back-to-back national championships.
You were there for that.
I was there on the back end of that,
Okay.
so the year after.
Gotcha.
Yep. But it was cool to be around that pedigree.
Yeah, for sure.
So after doing that year of internship, I went to George Washington University, started there as a head strength and conditioning coach, was there for about 4 or 5, then got my opportunity with the Portland Trailblazers. And then fast forward, here we are.
How long were you with Portland?
About 7 years, man.
Okay.
It was a great ride.
Yeah.
We won a lot.
Yeah.
Dame, Lillard, CJ McCollum, Terry Stotts was the head coach. We had a lot of fun. It was fun as a performance coach because we had everybody bought in right away. I worked with a guy named Todd Forcier. He was the other strength coach I worked with, and it was a blast.
How did you know that this is the path you wanted to take? Because it's one thing to say, okay, I want to be the strength and conditioning coach or whatever it might be for an NBA team, but I'm sure you planted those seeds a long time ago, right?
100%. So when I was 13, my mentor, who was my basketball coach at the time, said, hey, what are you trying to do with this? And I said, man, I want to play professional basketball, right? Everybody wants to play, in the NBA at that age. And so I gave myself a second option, though. I said, hey, if I don't make it playing pros, I'll at least coach. And I love being in the weight room at that time. I started super early. And so fast forward, when I got to college, I realized, like, you know what? I don't want to play pro. I really want to jump right into this. And my college coach gave me the opportunity to set up our strength and conditioning sessions my junior and senior year. And then I started to just build relationships with people along the way, which I think is the best way to move forward in life. It's just having good relationships, having good people around you. And they set me up for grad school, and fast forward to that one moment with Florida. And so, again, knowing early that, like, performance was it, knowing early I really wanted to be around the best, I had to now do the work myself to get myself in that area.
So you go from college ranks to the pros,
Yep.
Portland. Now you're in Philadelphia. You're working with some of the best athletes in the world, Joel Embiid, Tyrese
100%,
Maxey, Tobias Harris. The list goes on. What is a day in the life like for you? Because there's a lot on your plate, a lot of players to get ready on a daily basis, and I'm sure you're looking out over weeks and months too.
100%, right? So a day is, you have to pour into yourself first, right? So I wake up every day, knock out my meditations, my prayer, my workout, and I set myself up for a win that day, right around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Then we go into work, and practice typically starts around 11 o'clock.
Yep.
But our guys do a lot of lifting, activation work right around 9:30, 10.
Okay.
So we'll start to get guys prepared for practice. And then when practice hits, making sure that I show up for Nick and the staff and just whatever it is that they need. And then post-practice, myself and my staff will also lift with guys that might want to lift after the game or after practice. And then when the season actually gets going, that's kind of like preseason. When the season gets flowing, it's have autonomy in your philosophy is kind of how I think about it, and making sure that we're there in the spots, because there's very concentrated moments where you're going to be needed, from the warm-up to the cool-down to helping with mental preparation to helping with nutrition, anything and everything. But just making sure that you're available for those concentrated moments, and making sure those days that you have high-level moments of there's a game, there's a back-to-back, you're focusing on pouring into yourself as well. So again, that morning practice, meditation, prayer and training is something that's huge for myself and my staff.
To kind of kick it into high gear, because you know it's going to be a long day. And it's a long season. You know, you're going 82 plus the playoffs.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that might be the most important part of it, is like, if you don't feel good, then the players aren't going to feel good.
Energy's everything, man.
Yeah.
And so one huge piece for me is I always want to make sure that when I walk away from the gym, from the arena, everybody got a little bit of my energy. And not just the players, right? Front office, the staff, coaches, my own staff, making sure that I continue to pour into them because that's a part of my legacy. And so maybe, actually I should mention this is, I really lean into my core values. That's something that I think is very, very vital. If you want to be at the top and sustain success over time, is just making sure that you're really aligned with your values and what makes sense. And again, legacy is, so what is it going to take for me to continue to lead this consistently over the last 11 years? Sure. And again, meditation, prayer, training, keeping the right people around, making sure I focus on my own routines is huge.
How detailed do you have to be to work with each individual player? And how do you keep it all together? How do you keep it straight? I mean, I know you have a staff. I'm sure you got a notebook with everything in it, but that seems like a heavy lift as well.
So we're blessed to have an amazing medical staff, amazing massage therapists, dietitians, chefs. There are a lot of different people within our medical or athletic care department. So we've got performance or strength and conditioning, which I oversee, and then you've got your medical staff and everybody else that I just mentioned. Staying on the same page with them allows you to actually get it all done because of communication. So
how many people are we talking about behind the scenes that are keeping these guys healthy? And
let's quick math. I'm going to say about 12.
Okay.
12 to 13.
Right.
You know, and that's something that people never see,
right?
You know, and it's fun because again, it's a traveling party, and making sure that you actually have a good bond with those folks because when controversy hits, when a guy goes down, we actually have to like lock in and be one unit and be together on executing everything so that they can get back out there and play.
What do you think is the best part of your gig? What do you enjoy most?
I'll say my child like energy pops up. Honestly, during the summertime when I get to go watch Joel, practice and get ready for the season. It's pretty awesome and amazing to see a 7-footer move like a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan, right? And put himself in a position to actually have a great season. Same thing with Tyrese and all the guys. It's really cool to know that, man, this is actually going to transform to something that the world gets to see at one point. And these guys are so dialed in on their routines. It all looks different. But making sure that you enjoy that portion of it, I think is very important because, again, not everybody gets the opportunity to be around this type of greatness. So, again, it's super fun to be able to actually watch that.
What is it like for you when a new player comes to town? How do you let them know that they can be comfortable with you, and how do you work with them on integrating a new routine into whatever it is you're doing?
Relationship first. Relationship first, values second. I'm here for you. And again, this is the basketball portion, love it, but we're here for business. And so I really want to help you make X amount of dollars. And I know for a fact that if you commit to whatever it is that I'm asking you of, like in the weight room, and then around the weight room and all other things, I know it'll get you to that next destination, which is maybe a new contract, maybe more playing time so you can actually showcase yourself. So I give them that information first, and then I allow them to kind of watch my actions with other players. And then slowly but surely they understand. And some people do it very quickly because they know, I guess they know the resume and they know, where I've been. And then it takes time for some others. But when it finally clicks, it's super fun because they really see that, like the energy I'm bringing, the focus that I have, everybody on our staff, everybody's doing it the same way for those guys to have uber success because it's only going to help us out.
It doesn't seem like it's difficult for you, but is there ever, I mean, it's a long season. You're going months and months. There ever times where you're feeling like, oh man, this season's starting to drag a little bit here. I got to start to ramp up the energy somehow. Yes,
I am human. I promise you. The superhero cape comes off every once in a while, and the funny part about that is, this month of March has been that way, and it's typically that way.
Okay.
And we're going to be at home in March for 10 days, so that means we're on the road for 21. We hit the West Coast. We've already had a New York trip. And then we come back for like a game, and then we take off again. And so my thing is, how do I 10x the things that I'm doing? Right? How do I continue to put myself around really good people? How do I continue to focus on the meditation, the prayer, the journaling, all the things that I know are going to pour back into myself, so that when I get out there, it doesn't seem that I'm too beat up. I'm too banged up from the season. Again, we're still human, and everybody's going through it. But I feel like my competitive edge is staying consistent with my routine and just 10xing it.
How difficult is it for you to look from, outside the sphere when, maybe someone talks ill of a player who doesn't play enough minutes or whatever it might be, when you know how much hard work they're putting in behind the scenes that we all don't get to see really on a daily basis?
100%. So that's the tough part about the business. That's what they've signed up for.
Yeah.
But that's why we're here. Right. So sometimes we like to say we're the therapists, behind the scenes, just because we have those tough conversations and we try to steer them in the right way. The fans are the fans. Allow them to do their job. Right. Are they going to fire you up or are they going to distract you? And that's the thing that's going to set you apart from, everybody else that's just participating in the NBA versus the people that really want to use this opportunity to get to the next level.
That's a really great point. You wrote a book. Let's talk about the book.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Bring it in. It's called Climb, 14 Proven Steps for Emerging Leaders to Grow and Achieve. Not easy to write a book when you've got so much going on. How long did the book take for you to put together?
Man, 3 years.
Yeah.
Just because I started when I was in Portland, Oregon, with the Blazers.
Okay.
And COVID hit. And then right at the end of 2020, that's when I came on board here with the Sixers. And so that transition kind of slowed things down. But I believe that happened for a reason because I ran into some really good people that helped me finish that thing strong. And I wouldn't have ran into them if I didn't make the transition here to Philly.
And the forward by Danny Green, 14 years in the NBA, won 3 championships. Great guy, too.
Great human being.
What I always loved about Danny is that it looked like he was going in slow motion, but the dude still got it done.
Still got it done.
Still got it done.
Yep, he's a tactician, man. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and that's why he lasted so long.
Absolutely. So there's 14 steps in here. I'm sure they're all equally important to you, but what are a couple of them that stand out that might, I don't know, if someone's watching this, might help them, a little kick in the butt or something?
Yeah, so there's 3. So we've got core values, which I've mentioned before. What's most important to you, right? What's most important to you in this season of life? Figure that part out because it'll allow you to push through the tough times.
Sure.
2 is routines. Find your winning routine, whatever it looks like. Again, everybody has different routines. I've talked about meditation, prayer, and training. That's something that fires me up, gets me going. And then the last piece is just lead by example. Lead where you are. A lot of folks think that they need to have their own show. They need to have, a certain title. No, you don't. Maybe, you can aspire for that, or you can actually act like you're in that position right now, but you have to be able to lead by example so that you can continue to climb.
Is there more than 14? Do you have like another book ready that I'm
sure
you got about 100 steps that you could go to?
Yeah.
What has it been like, post writing the book? The reaction to this? Amazing.
In Philadelphia alone, I've had a couple of conversations. We call them climb conversations at Fiddler Club. I'm about to actually hit the wellness circuit and do them at Barry's and Soul Cycle and a couple of different places. But it's been awesome. The feedback that I've gotten from the emerging leaders, the young people that I actually wanted to impact, was exactly what I wanted to get out of it. And they just said, "Hey, Ben, I can actually hear your voice. I can hear you coaching me throughout this whole process. And it's something that I can continue to come back to because it's a nice, solid read. But you can finish that thing pretty quick. And I really want you to be able to tap back into it throughout your journey. There may be a certain chapter that you have to focus on during a certain season of your life.
Sure.
So let's 10x that moment, right? Let's continue to focus in and go all in on that one moment."
We do this every show.
Yeah.
Got this bucket of questions here. We call it a gallon of questions.
Come on.
Random stuff in here. Could be anything.
Yeah.
So why don't we jump in and we'll answer them to the best of our ability.
Here we go.
Let's see what we got. Ben Kenyon is with us.
I'm reading it.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Sure.
oh no, go for it. You go
me?
for it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
go. You go.
Craziest thing you've ever seen a player do on a basketball court? You've been around some good ones.
Oof. Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Chicago Bulls.
Yep.
Derrick Rose.
In his prime.
In his prime, right before he got hurt.
Yep.
He took 3 to 4 dribbles from under his defensive basket, passed the entire team,
Yep.
and one dunked on one of our guys. In 4 dribbles,
Yep.
94 feet. I was sitting there like, what? And again, that was my first moment seeing that type of athleticism.
Yeah.
But it was
Derrick Rose,
impressive.
when in his prime, was a
In
different
his
dude.
prime, it was a different dude. And so, kudos to him. He was super impressive. And then another couple opportunities or moments where Dame, he hit a whole bunch of game winners when we were out there in Portland. That was pretty, fantastic. The last one from half court, pretty much when we were playing OKC.
Sure. Is that the one where he stared into the camera that became a meme?
No, so that was against Denver.
That was against Denver.
That
okay.
was against Denver, the 7-game series, which was pretty
Right.
crazy. And then that one was against OKC, which
Okay.
ended the whole series.
Right, okay.
And then another one, honestly, the biggest one that I've seen yet is 70 points.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, no, that was, the 70-point game was special. This season, Joel has been just so dominant. And it's amazing to actually see, again, the work that he's put in during the summertime with his basketball development coach, with himself. It's just cool to see when he's out there on the court, like how he actually can get it all done, and he can get anywhere he wants to in the court, and he's making everything at this point.
It's you mentioned Joel obviously earlier, but you could just say watching Joel Embiid play has to be one of the craziest things, because a guy that size that can do the things he does is like, it's mind blowing. All right, we'll keep going here. Let's see what else we've got in the Gallen. Person most responsible for you having this job outside of you?
Yeah,
Who do
for
you look
sure.
to?
Outside of me, man, that's so good.
Who was super helpful?
Oh man, so my first guy, there's about 2 or 3 folks that I've definitely got to give some props to. So Billy Donovan, I'm so grateful for him to put that call in when I was a young guy for my first NBA job. So that definitely opened the door. Todd Forcier, who was the strength coach at Portland with the Blazers, who called me up and said, "Hey man, do you want to come out here and work with me?" So grateful for that opportunity. And then since I've been here, honestly, the front office has been amazing, from Elton Brand to working with Joel to Simon Rice, who's our head of athletic care. It's been super cool. So again, I'm
Takes a
grateful
village
for everybody. Yeah,
it's not just one.
Yep.
All right, let's see a few more. Let's rank these: yoga, Pilates, cardio.
Ooh.
What's your ranking for those? Yoga, Pilates, cardio.
You know what?
Favorite to least.
I'm gonna
favorite.
go favorite cardio, yoga second. So number 1's cardio, number 2's yoga, and number 3's Pilates, just because it burns so much.
It's a good burden sometimes.
Yeah.
Best part of Philadelphia. What do you like most about this city?
Oh man, the people.
Yeah.
I do love it. Portland was so amazing, and it was very peaceful.
Yeah.
A lot of character building out here.
Sure. Where'd you grow up?
Jersey originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not too far.
Yep.
Favorite road city? What's your place to
Favorite
be on the
road city? I love Toronto. The food, the wellness, the energy is
Great town.
amazing. Yep.
Love it up there. I love this. Cruising through. One food you think every athlete should eat every day?
Oh wow. One food. Let's go with greens. So let's go with like a green smoothie of some sort.
Okay.
Right? Get the antioxidants. Make sure you get that blood flow, blood circulation.
Hope everyone's listening to this. 'Cause
Come on.
this
Lock in.
is- Lock in. What's your guilty pleasure food?
Wings.
Wings.
Yeah.
The spicier the better. What do
No, you know what? I'm a lemon pepper guy.
All right, I
And
like
so
that, yeah.
again, if you catch me on like a tough day and I'm down, like I might have a whole plate in front of me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We all need our recharge.
Yep.
Favorite athlete growing up?
Oh man, Michael Jordan was the guy. I definitely had a Shaq jersey, Orlando Magic Shaq jersey, and I really appreciated Anthony Hardaway.
Yeah, Penny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I should lift weights blank times per week.
Oof. If you're like dialed in, like 4 to 5 times a week.
Okay.
Just because you can do a little bit of everything every day. But typical 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Make sure it's 3
Yep.
3 days a week. What's your best NBA moment? What's your favorite moment in the league?
Favorite moment? Oh, man, that's a great question. Favorite moment?
That's what we do here, put people on the spot.
I know.
Like, oh
you
my
know,
God, I've been in the NBA for 14 years. I can't pick one.
You know what it is? I'll say the best moments are during the season. You actually get to stand on the court about 82 times, right? And so that's an amazing moment. But I think it's when you're in the playoffs and that energy turns up a little bit, right? And you can feel the city, you can feel the team. Everybody's like a little more dialed in. Sure. So I'll say just my favorite moments have been being in the playoffs.
You can just feel the tension is different when you walk into that building.
And everything you do really does matter, right? And so that's, I know for a fact, it's probably been my favorite moment because I think I've been to the playoffs every year since I've been working in the NBA, so it's been really, really cool.
It's amazing. Yeah. All right, last one. We got through them all. What's your favorite workout?
Oh, my favorite workout. I'm really in love with F45 right now.
Ooh,
right?
It's so tough.
It's so good.
It's so tough.
And they have this workout on the weekends called Hollywood.
Okay.
And it's about an hour circuit. And you go about 2 or 3 times through.
Yep.
I love the community aspect of it.
Very cool.
I'm in there screaming my butt off, right? Hyping people up, they're hyping me up. And at the end of it, it's like a really good sweat.
It is definitely. I've done it a couple of times.
Yep.
Haven't gone back in quite a while. After you said that, maybe I will go back.
Come
Ben,
on.
thank you so much.
Heck yeah.
It was a blast to get to know you, and good luck with the book Climb.
Thank you, man.
My friend. Thank you.
Appreciate it.